All right, everyone, this is Tim with Online Big Blue. We'll bring you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Oh, it's stream day. Oh, this should be interesting. I think it's going to be more interesting under the aspect whether I can get the live stream to work. We're using something I think called Yard Stream. I think this should be fun and interesting. Hope everyone can join. It's today, January 28th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I have no clue. I don't know what to do with the live stream. Never really watched a live stream. Been on Bad Dog's live stream once or twice, but never really been into this. So I may only do one a year, and this may be the only one. So hopefully you can join us. It should be fun. It should be interesting. I'll answer all questions that I possibly can. We'll just have a lot of fun with it. So, but again, like I said, it's going to be today, January 28th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I may even do my John Facenda voice. I don't know. But you know what? Let's get into the New York Giants because I've been seeing some stuff on the Twitter sphere, in the Instagram sphere, and the other spheres about the Giants and ESPN saying that the Giants will not make the playoffs in 2021. Okay, you know what? This is why I hate people that prognosticate these games and these seasons and everything else, because you're saying the Giants aren't going to make the playoffs in 2021 before we've gone through free agency, before we've gone through the draft, before we have fulfilled our roster and made the necessary changes that we are going to need to push into the playoffs. But ESPN's already saying, the Giants aren't making the playoffs. You know, it's either going to be Dallas or Washington. I do have to agree 100% if Dak did not get hurt that the Cowboys probably would have won the division. I don't think the Eagles are going to be any better. I think the Redskins, I almost said it. I gave myself $1 in the Washington Redskin jar. The Washington football team, to me, is a quarterback away from being real good. If anyone is, in my mind, is going to take the NFC East, it's probably going to be the Washington football team because of the fact that they have the most talent on the defensive side outside of the Giants. Their offense is a playmaker and a quarterback away, and those are two big things to be missing, a playmaker and a quarterback. But they are, that defense wins. It's still in my mind that the defense wins championships. Yes, you could sit there and look at, the two teams that are currently in the Super Bowl in Tampa and Kansas City and say, well, they're more offensive juggernauts. You know what? But the Tampa has a good defense. And you got Spags on the other side in KC. So, I mean, it's not, you come up with a good defensive plan to stop Tom Brady or stop Patrick Mahomes, you're going to move forward. You're going to win. But getting back to ESPN, for them to predict the Giants not making the playoffs in January, yeah. And now, of course, the Giants do have one of the longest playoff droughts right now. One of the longest playoff drought streaks. They haven't gone to the playoffs since 2011 when they lost to Green Bay in that wild card game. People forget the OBJ drop, and the two Sterling Shepard drops that could have really changed the complexion of that game. The longest team to have gone with the playoff win, of course, is Cincinnati Bengals, then followed by the Lions, then Miami, then the Raiders, and the Washington team, then the Jets, and then, of course, it's Chicago, and then it's the Giants. So, you know what? I'm not making these predictions that the Giants aren't making the playoffs. I think they're stupid. I think ESPN is stupid. I think that Pro Football Focus, we're not going to get into that because everyone knows what I think about Pro Football Focus because these are a lot of times some of these people, especially at ESPN, are beat writers that follow the team. But you know what? I think in some ways they don't have they're a little unbiased, towards the team. And I don't know why. Maybe because the organization has been so bad. But a lot of times I don't think they look at the full good of the team. And I think a lot of times they just look at, hey, these are the Giants and this is what they are. I saw another report that the Giants are probably not going to retain Wayne Gallman. And I thought that was kind of silly because of the fact that they say he's going to price himself out of New York. He only made $700,000 last year. I mean, he had a good season, and I think that if he goes out into the free agent market, people are going to realize who Wayne Gallman is. It's the same thing I said about Marcus Golden. Marcus Golden got 10.5 sacks on a bad Giant team, and it's one of those things that somebody has to get the sacks. And it was Marcus Golden. And I said that he is probably not going to get more than $5.5 million in the free agent market. And he didn't even get close to that. He had to come back to the Giants for a little bit less than he made the year before. And it's going to be the same thing with Wayne Gallman. People see Wayne Gallman for what he is. He is a good second level, third level back. He's a guy you can find in the draft. He showed that he is not the breakaway back, the big time back that you need as a football organization. Especially that was on full display when he was run down by Jamal Adams in the Seattle game. He's that in the tackle banger. And he's going to have games where he's going to, rush for 12 carries for 75 yards. And then he's going to have another game where he's going to rush for 18 carries for 38 yards. That's just the kind of back he is. And I don't think that, when they look at him around the league, people are going to say, wow, Wayne Gallman, we need to give him $2.5, $3 million. If he gets $1.5 million to $2 million, I'd be surprised. Because he is a back you can find in the late rounds of the draft. And that's not a slight against Wayne Gallman, because I think as a Giants organization, we need him on the team. And I think he needs to be, because of what we're dealing with Saquon Barkley, I would rather have a back who has more, who has more familiarity with the Giants organization itself. And I think that back is going to be Wayne Gallman. The last thing I want to talk about today is also the Giants hiring Jeremy Pruitt. He's been under investigation at Tennessee, and he got fired at Tennessee for what they refer to as widespread recruiting violations. So the team basically voided his contract. They don't have to pay him the $12.6 million buyout, and they just dumped him because he has some serious NCAA violations. Now, of course, he's 46 years old. He has no NFL experience, but he has a connection to Judge, so they hired him. I'm not a big fan of keep bringing in these former failed college head coaches to the organization. And I know they have the Joe Judge connection, and I laugh because there was a miscellaneous report that was incorrect that Joe Judge can't fire Jason Garrett. The organization stopped him from firing him. Okay, so the organization stopped him from firing Jason Garrett, but they didn't stop him from firing Colombo, and they didn't stop him from hiring a disgraced former college head coach. Yeah, I'm not buying that. But I don't like bringing in these guys that A, do not have any NFL experience, and B, have had some type of issue in college. I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but you understand recruiting violations are pretty serious, and evidently for them to void his contract and not worry about the repercussion of a lawsuit probably means that the NCAA had been investigating and they found some violations, so Tennessee's probably going to get hit with some sanctions. And I also hope that Patrick Graham was involved in this decision-making process, considering he's going to be working for Patrick Graham's defense. And I like Patrick Graham. I thought, like I said, I wasn't sure whose philosophy was being run in Miami when Patrick Graham was the defensive philosophy was being run in Miami when Graham was the defense coordinator there. I didn't know if it was Brian Flores, the head coach's defense, or if it's Graham's. But I like what I saw with Graham. I think he's going to understand that he is going to have to get away from the situational defenses because of the fact that the league is going to adjust to his formations and his personnel assignments. You can mix it up so often, but the NFL is smart enough to figure out how to adjust to that. But I don't keep bringing in these failed college head coaches because they have a Joe Judge connection. I just don't. And also we're bringing in a guy with no NFL experience, and he's going to be a defensive assistant. It's kind of, I don't know. It's a kludgy move to me. I'm not going to question Joe Judge about it, because it's his friend. But it's a kludgy move. I'm not. Like I've said this before. You have to think about it this way. They always said when Parcells went somewhere, he brought in Parcells guys. They're his guys that followed him, and those guys were like Belichick and Pepper Johnson. It's guys like that had a pedigree. Ron Earhart. But they had a pedigree. It's not Jeremy Pruitt, who was a failed college head coach who just got nailed for recruiting violations. So that's just my opinion. So again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Of course, so come follow us tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on January 28th. It will be a live stream. I'm hoping I can get this to work. That's all I'm saying. I'm hoping that we don't have internet issues, because our Verizon's been bouncing up and down like crazy because of the bad weather. So I'm hoping we can get this to work. I'm hoping we're going to have a good time. I hope, like I said, hopefully you guys can enjoy, come in and join in. I like to see all the subscribers that they're always with me, and they're always been with me since the beginning. I love to hear your comments. I was going to try to do a call in, but I figured let's try to get this to work first before we do anything else. But I will try to answer every single question that I see. If I miss it, please let me know, and I will come back to you. But again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you can subscribe, if you ring that bell, you know what that means, that'd be awesome.